Hello from snowy central Indiana.
And today is the day that we decided, right, Herky, to show you Jack.
Everybody's been asking about our van, want to see the inside. So what we're going to do first is, because everybody wants to see the inside first, we're going to let Nancy take a tour of that. I'll talk about some of the stuff we did to the van. And then, you know, we're going to take a minute and show you our runaway camper too towards the end of the video. So let's get inside where it's warm.
Okay, here we go. Come on in. And we'll try to keep Herky inside. Okay, so to start, we did this bulkhead behind my seat because when we get in on a day like today, we take our shoes off on the rug, hang our coats up, and we have house shoes under the front seat. So we just wanted it convenient. I don't know if you've seen our videos when we're in the car. Was not working for us. So that's why we decided to do this adventure van. So here's the keys that operates Jack, the runaway. We have Herky's leash. We have down here our flashlights, Ed's headlamp, and Herky's little poopy bags. And then we have a door. And in here is like our closet where we store things, our vacuum, our chairs, stuff like that we don't need like every day, but we need. And then this is our little central everything. Plug, we can plug in our stuff, turn the lights on and off, refrigerators, heater, stuff like that. So this is a fun little feature that Ed came up with because Mr. Nosy Body here, we have this little cable and it's hooked to this shelf on the bottom, and we have a carabiner and we can hook him up so that when the side doors open for us to get in and out, we hook him first so he stays where we put him. So now, this shelf is amazing. Back here is a box that we keep like a small hatchet, shovel, knives, things like that. Pocket knives, you know, like that. And then our binoculars. And then these are all of our travel books. Because it never failed. We'd be out on a road trip and Ed would say, oh, did we bring? No, we didn't. So now, yeah, we did. This drawer is Herky. All his treats. Oh, what'd I find? There, that'll keep you busy. His treats, food, sweater is in here. This is like a desk, office supplies, because you never know. Anyway, and then our hiking boots stay in here because, you know, we usually are out and I have my sandals on and Ed says, hey, let's take a 20-mile hike. And then I'm in my sandals, right? Oh, and our hiking sticks are in that door. I forgot to tell you that. So anyway, this shelf was one amazing ideas from my husband. And here is our table that when we are set up for camp, this is our kitchen table. So we tuck that right there, and it frees up a lot of space in our garage. And look at my finds. I went to Hobby Lobby and they had all of their hardware 50% off. So I splurged. I got this doorknob and this doorknob, a handle to get in and out, hooks, the little L brackets. Ed was just gonna get plain old L brackets like at Lowe's, but I found these and they just set it off. And our hooks are all from Hobby Lobby, and our little basket. So another feature that we saw on one of the Astrovan sites was this bookshelf. Ed did ours a little different. Theirs, they had down here a door that you opened up and stored stuff in. So Ed just brought ours out a small bit and put our storage at the side, so we had all of this storage here. So this is extra clothes that we used to keep in the runaway and we don't have to anymore. They're up here. We have winter. I have them labeled winter, summer, and this is like scarves, hats, things like that. And then we have an extra one. And then in here is just like our junk drawer. We have wipes, Kleenexes, extra trash bags, scissors, straws, and in here is just like Ed's extra working parts, you know, screws, hooks, things like that. Gorilla tape, love Gorilla tape. Get some. And then this is just extra. We throw our water and stuff like that up in here when we're out traveling. And then we have extra, we have a radio case. I don't know why, but you know, you never know. Matches, things like that. Herky's towels, Herky's blanket, my sock caps. This is our food pantry here. Our bread, because I don't like squash bread, so I keep it in there and it has a lid. And then our teapot, our cups, and our little cookie pot holders from Campfire Chic. And then my cozy. We have from IKEA, love IKEA too, trash can, slides right in there. More storage, our dustpan, foil, paper towels, toaster. And then in here, our trusty picnic basket that we take everywhere. I keep our plates, the cutting board, a tablecloth, Ziploc bags, forks, knives, salt, pepper in there. Then under here, we have our coolers. We have the old cooler, the new one, and my Christmas present, another toilet. And then over here, this is where I prepare our food. I found this table, this covering in one of the shops when we did our Michigan trip. I forget which one, but it was there. Anyway, and then this is the vent, because under here, which I will show you later because that's his part, is our heater. And then here sets our generator, and then all of our electric-y stuff is back here. And then this is the monitor for the heater. And you see we're starting stickers in here because we like our stickers. And right here we have room. Mom is painting us a picture for Jack. We're so excited about that. So anyway, and this was a Christmas present from Ed. The large one is in the house, but this shows all of our trips that we have taken with our Runaway. And if you know Ed Ferguson, you know he doesn't like wasted space at all. So behind our wonderful bookcase is shelves. And up here is Ed's space to charge his camera batteries, put his camera stuff. He can also access that from behind his seat. So that's really nice. This is just because. I mean, if we're sitting here, we can set drinks here, whatever. And then this is our first aid kit. Isn't that cute? I found that at TJ Maxx. I love it. And then I have my books and stuff here. I have extra stuff, so I don't have to take a book bag with me anymore. I have my coloring book, my colors, my Bible study, journal, things like that, that I will just keep in Jack. And then our iPads right there. So this bench is not a bed, it's a bench. It has foam on it, yes. I guess if I want to crawl back here and take a nap, I will. We're trying to get Herky used to riding back here, but so far no luck. Anyway, so it's just got some foam, you know, like that, see? Like the eggshell thing. Anyway, and my grandmother's quilt, because I love all my grandmother's quilts, and so I try to use them, because why just stick them in a closet, right? Anyway, we have a fantastic fan up here, and these reset lights my husband did. Isn't he amazing? And look, watch. Right? Anyway, and he came up with painting. This black is actually chalkboard paint, so we can write on it if we want, and whatever. So anyway, that's the inside of Jack. I know a lot of people are wondering why we went to a van to travel in, and this is simply it. When we had our 6 weeks last year, we were crammed into my poor Ford Escape. And we put on my car in 3 years, I don't know how many.
Like 80,000 miles or something like that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so that was just supposed to be just a car for me
around town.
The rest of my life, really.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a really nice car. So anyway, and once we got home from that 6 weeks, It was filthy inside, outside. It was just a mess. So we thought about getting some type of a van to travel, to pull the runaway in. So anyway, that's why we got the van. And as you can see, it frees up a lot of space in the runaway, in our garage, and really all I put in here is our food.
It makes things a lot easier for us too, getting in and out of the car. As you follow our channel,
Right.
you know that we do a lot of road tripping. So like today it's snowing and it's
no big deal.
It's nasty. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
We can run in here, take our shoes off, hang our coats up.
And
we're
like
fine.
with it snowing and raining, with this van, when you shut the door, you can still see like the running board kind of thing that has like a rubber mat on it. And so we just stick our shoes right down there, and the water is not in the van,
Right, they
it's
just run
there,
off,
and
run
then
off.
it just goes out the door. So anyway, it has turned out better than I imagined it would. I don't have the vision that Ed does, I'm sorry to say, but I'm glad he has this vision because this is amazing.
So the other thing that we didn't like, well, there's several things that we didn't like about traveling in the car. And number one was when COVID hit, all the bathrooms were closed
when we were
traveling,
coming home from California.
And so it made it difficult, especially on Nancy. And so
well, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but when I made our food, I got up on my knees in my seat and leaned over my seat and did our food prep because everything was right behind my seat. And so
now we can do it here, but with the bathroom situation is now she does not have to use public restrooms. We can just pull the toilet out, and so we've got
and
that.
I slide it back here and total privacy.
The other thing too is like, so with the runaway, we kind of use that as a base camp. So we would set up camp someplace, and then especially at like national parks, we'd take scenic drives, and we'd be gone all day. And this allows us to have our food, our bathroom,
Our Herky.
and Herky can even at the national parks we can go inside the visitor center together now. We don't, because you can't leave the dog in the car, but we have climate control in here. We have a fan and we have heat, and we also have a monitoring system that via cell phone it monitors the temperature and the van. And so I can look at the app at any time and make sure that Herky's safe in here. So that was some of the other reasons why we wanted to go to this van and this adventure van. And it's working out really well for us.
Why an Astrovan, Ed?
So, yeah.
So I can name it Jack Astro.
I look through a lot. I'm kind of a gearhead, a mechanical. I'm not a mechanic, but I can work on cars and do things like that. So I spent a lot of time.
Well, it started as necessity, and now I think it's just a hobby, right?
I started out working on cars because we were too poor to do it and to own good cars.
He worked on his all weekend so he could go to work on Monday.
That's the way it was back in the day. But so nowadays, I kind of enjoy tinkering on the cars and stuff like that. So anyway, I chose the Astrovan. We looked at the Ford Transit Connect and some other.
That was my vote.
Yeah, and I really like those, and one day we might own one. I don't know, but when you look at the Chevy Astrovan, it was one of the most popular family vans for years, and I think. Oh man, I don't know what the production was. It started in the 80s, went all the way to 2005. So the platform of the Astrovan is the 4.3 Vortex engine.
And this is a 1999.
And this is a 99. So the Vortex engine is probably at least a 300,000 mile engine. And we have 140,000 on this, so we have plenty of room left to travel in this van. And the ease of maintenance is so nice because you can pull the doghouse off and get right down in the engine, and it sits high up off the ground. Everything can be done. So and it's a very common. If you've seen some of our other videos, we're down at the junkyard at Pick Apart, pulling parts off of, so all the Chevy vans, the S10, all that have interchangeable parts. So we could conceivably have parts for this van for a long time. So
Yeah.
that's kind of.
Oh, well, and the wide body.
Yes, it's wide body. So if you took a look at like a Chrysler minivan or whatever, the body is not as wide.
It's up and down.
Yeah,
This one bows out.
yeah. So it makes it really nice to build out into a venture van like this. And you know, the other thing too is if you look around your town, you'll see almost every handyman in town has one of these old vans that they're working out of.
Beater van.
And they're very popular for that. So good van, good bones, and that's why we chose the Astrovan. One of the things that we wanted to add is some of the ideas in our van are original to us, and like any van build, you spend a lot of time looking at other videos, and you pick up other ideas. So a lot of the shelving ideas came from PNY DIY, I believe is his channel. I actually got it right here. Yeah, PNW DIY. I would just want to say thanks to him because he had some really good videos out on building the Astrovan.
He's done several Astrovans.
Right. So a lot of the ideas for the shelving came from that channel. So go over there and check out his channel. Like I said, I appreciate him putting those videos up, and didn't want to claim that all these ideas were mine. Although, you know, some are, and we had to custom make it for us. But anyway, check out his channel. As we previously mentioned, this is a 1999 Chevy Astrovan. It has 140,000 miles on it. The engine platform is a 4.3 Vortex engine. We are really happy with this. It runs very well. Pulling the camper, we're getting about 16, 17 miles to the gallon. And so we're pleased with that. One of the reasons why I really chose this van in particular was because it was all-wheel drive. We had been getting ourselves into some inclement weather, so we decided that you know, one of the things I wanted to do was make sure that I had all-wheel drive. We have the Open Country Toyo all-terrain tires on here. I did have to do a torsion bar lift a little bit just to keep the tires from rubbing, and I also had to put new springs on the back, not because of the tires, but because you know, the other springs were like 22 years old, so I had to put new springs on. But it rides quite well and pulls the camper really. One of these things that's unique to the Astrovan is the fact that they have these barn doors or Dutch doors in the back. They really work good for segmenting out the sides of your van. I'm going to open it up and show you what you know, what we use it for. As Nancy mentioned, I have some Reflectix and some Masonite over the window here, and we just have it behind the window frame, and I painted this with a chalkboard paint. What we're going to do is put our stickers on here, and we can also take chalk and write things if we want to, little sayings or whatever. That's in the future. We haven't done that, but one of the things I want to show you right here is that in the back we have a DC to DC charge controller that controls charging the battery. So you wouldn't want to hook your battery directly to the alternator, especially we're running AGM batteries here. If you hook it directly to the alternator, it just cooks the battery. So we've got a charge controller, and this is the fuse control center here for fuses and all that. I do carry a trickle charger here in the van, and that's mainly for basically when it's parked in the driveway so that I can keep the batteries topped off. I don't have solar on the van. It may be a future project, but it's not a high priority for us right now. So I made this spot specifically for the generator. So let me show you closer here. Made this spot specifically for the generator. We use this mainly for running the air conditioner in the runaway and things like that. When we are camping and we can plug in someplace, we typically do not take the generator with us, but right now we have it. And so this is something I get the most questions about when people see pictures. People always want to know what this red hose is, what this red hose does. And so I can tell you what I've done here is these clamps. This is nothing more than a sewer, a Valterra sewer connection. So you can, you know, you can put the cap on here and close this off. But for what I do right now is I'm using it to hook the hose to the runaway. And what that does is that allows me to put heat from my diesel heater not only into the camper not only into the van, but also into the camper. So I'll open this up and kind of show you. I don't have the wiring all straightened out just yet. There's still a work in progress here, but we're trying to get there. This is what's called a Chinese diesel heater. I paid about $125 for it on Amazon, but you can buy them on eBay and other places. And then I have that going into this distribution box here. So it goes into the camper and it also goes out here. You can see I just drilled a hole in the door, and that's how when you shut this, it goes into this hole, and that's how the air gets to the camper. So there's our diesel tank. In the future, I'd like to remount that and mount it outside someplace, but I just haven't found a good spot for it yet. So right now it's just temporary there. And as you can see, when I close the door, it just the hose just goes right back into the slot. So as you see, I did just the reverse here on the camper. Drilled a 3 1/4 inch hole in the camper and put this hose on here. If after I disconnect the hose, I can put the cap back on there, and for in the summertime and that we're not using it. So that is the mystery of the hose. Everybody sees a picture of the van, wants to know what that is. So we can heat both things simultaneously, so it's pretty nice when you get to where you're going and you just open up the camper and it's nice and warm in there. One of the things that I failed to mention there a minute ago was the Chinese diesel heater has a heat exchanger in it, so there's no chance of carbon monoxide getting in the van. Right here is the muffler. You can hear it going right now. It's a muffler and the exhaust, so it pulls in air from outside the van and it exhausts it outside the van too. So you don't have those problems like you do with the little buddy heater and things like that, where you're putting fumes in your van. It just spits it out here. So I just wanted to mention that. There's plenty of information about these heaters on the internet if you're interested, but this is what we're using. So next, we're just going to take a second and show you our 2016 Runaway camper. Now, we bought this from Runaway directly, and they're in Ocala, Florida. And when you buy a Runaway, the inside is completely blank. It's just a box. You buy a box on wheels, and it's quite affordable. If you want to know more about this, just check out the playlists in our channel. You can see that we have tons of videos about the Runaway camper, and you can see some of the modifications that we did. But this is it. As you can see from our map, we have been all over the United States in this thing, and our plan is to continue doing that. You can see some of the stickers on the back that we like to collect from some of the places we've been. We do have a 100 watt solar panel, and a battery here in the camper that we can run our television and things like that if we want to. And I have installed an ARB awning. Take a look at some of the videos in the past. You can see that unfurled, and you can also see me installing it. Nancy is inside the Runaway, and she's going to show you what all we got going on in there.
Okay, little dude has changed a little bit. We have stopped carrying the microwave oven for one thing. So we got to do something because it's marred the wood. So we have our baskets here. We no longer have the kitchen in here. It rides on the front of the Runaway. So that's our catch-all. Ed's tub, my tub, the toilet, of course. And then our tub's up here for toiletry stuff and just, things you need. Turkey stuff is here. And then we have our fire extinguisher, paper towels right there. And those wonderful citronellin candles, remember, that I found at Chain of Lakes State Park? Also, under the bed, we don't store the chairs under here or the table. We have the ARB tent and rug that go in the room when we're camping. So that's something else that's freed up out of our garage. Anyway, still have our cargo net, which we love. Our stuff's on the shelves, that we've collected at our different trips. That's my nightstand back there. Ed's is here. It's like a tub thing. And so he just keeps it right here. We just have stuff that you would have in your nightstand. Stuff you need. So we have our TV with a built-in DVD player. You know we like to watch Andy Griffith, but for Christmas, Herky got his dad, yep, that's right, all the seasons of Green Acres. So that's what we've been watching lately since Christmas. So you can see our knickknacks on this side. Finally, oh look, we got a little Superman at Metropolis. So anyway, we just love him. This cargo net has really come in handy. We just toss stuff up there that we may need in the middle of the night, or we need just before bedtime or first thing of a morning. So here in the Runaway, in Little Dude, we have 3 different heat sources. When it's really cold, like this weekend, we have our little, this is our primary heater. It just plugs right into the plug, and on a normal, 40-degree day, it's going to keep it nice and toasty in here. We also have this, bringing heat in from Jack, and we only use that on extreme like it is now. And then we have our smaller unit here. So with the 3 sources of heat on a cold, snowy weekend like this, we are really warm in here, except for the floor, but we have rugs, so it's no big deal. So in the summertime, we have the air conditioner, and we also have this little fan for when we don't have electric. It can plug into, well, if we have electric, it can plug into here, because that has these plugs with those things. But you can also plug it into those battery bricks for your phone. So this is really nice, and then Ed hooks it somehow in the net to where it just kind of blows, so we have air moving. But that's only when, we don't need the air, but we don't need the air conditioner, but we need air blowing, or if we don't have electric, we always have our phone bricks with us. So anyway, that is a great gadget to have, $5 at Walmart. Can't beat it. Okay, so this is handy. It doesn't have to have a Runaway on it. I just happen to have this because I got it at Campfire Chic. Anyway, we're always having cords that are everywhere laying around, and then you can never find them. So I've started putting things like this into here and just tossing it up in one of our bins. And then you just, I know, Ed knows, if you're looking for something to charge, a plug running loose is going to be in there. Just a little tip.
That just about does it for our tour of our adventure rig here. We're really having a good time in it, and hopefully I answered all your questions. Go back and look at some of our older videos if you have more. They're typically answered in the playlist section. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we're going to continue our snow camping adventure. Bye now.